A very good morning, students. Welcome to your business studies class. So as you know that we are discussing chapter number 5, organizing, and we had already discussed the concept of organizing and the process of organizing, that is the steps involved in the organizing process. Then we had discussed the importance of organizing. So today we'll be discussing the organizational structure and one of the types of organizational structure, that is your functional structure. Now what is this organization structure? Now organization structure can be defined as the framework within which the managerial and operating tasks are performed. Please keep this word in mind, that is the framework. That means what is organization structure? A framework, a structure within which all the managerial and operating tasks are performed. It is a system of job positions, role assigned to them, and authority responsibility relationships among all the positions. It specifies relationship between people, work, and resources. Now the structure may be a vertical structure, that is authority responsibility relationship, or horizontal structure, that is coordinating relationship. It ensures smooth flow of communication and better control over the operation. The span of management gives shape to the organizational structure. Now what is the span of management? Let us discuss now the span of management. Span of management refers to the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior. Very important term in organization structure. This term can become as a one marker question also in your MCQs, that what is span of management, or you may be given a statement, then you have to identify that which term they are talking about. So span of management is what? It refers to the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior. Why? Because the superior also have certain limitations. So we have to assess that how many people they can effectively manage. A proper organization structure is essential to ensure a smooth flow of communication and better control over the operations of a business enterprise. The word effectively is very important here. There is no use of increasing the span of manager if it reduces the effectiveness of his management. Now the span of management is also decided on the basis of the intelligence or the capabilities or the stamina of that particular superior to whom we are assigning the subordinates. Span of management can be also known with the name span of supervision or span of control. Now, as we know that there is a need for an adequate organization structure, and it is felt by an enterprise whenever it grows in size or complexity. This is so because as an organization grows, coordination becomes difficult due to the emergence of new functions or increase in number of products manufactured. So there are certain benefits for the adequate organization structure, as it specifies a relationship between people, work, and resources we had already discussed. It allows correlation and coordination among human, physical, and financial resources, and this enables a business enterprise to accomplish the desired goals. It will result in increased profitability of the enterprise also. Then we had also discussed about the span of management, that is the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior. Now this span of management determines the levels of management in the organization structure. So it gives shape to the organization structure. So we have two most commonly found forms of organization structure, that is functional structure or divisional structure. Let us discuss functional structure. Functional structure. Now it is a type of organizational structure wherein jobs of similar nature are grouped into major functions, and these major functions are organized as separate departments. This kind of organizational structure classifies people according to the function they perform in the organization. Let's say a person who is having specialization in marketing will be put under the marketing department. A person having specialization in finance will be put under the finance department. So we can say that we classify the people according to the function they perform in the organization. Now, all the departments in this functional structure report to a coordinating head, or we can say that a person will be in charge of each department. Let's say in case of a manufacturing firm, all the jobs related to production are grouped in production department, jobs related to purchase under purchase department, jobs related to finance in finance department, and so on. Now let's talk about the suitability of functional structure. That means in which situation the functional structure will be suitable, or when to adopt functional structure. First situation is when the size of the organization is large and producing single product or small number of related products. That means the size of the organization is big and they have to perform various functions, but they are dealing in only single product line, or maybe small number of related products. Secondly, when the organization has to carry out diversified activities or diversified functions, and when the operations of the organization need high degree of specialization. That means the functions that the organization is performing, they require high degree of specialization in performing those functions. So we can say that functional structure is adopted in the situation where the size of the organization is large, but they are dealing in only single product line, and they divide the entire jobs into the various functions that they have to perform. Now please keep into the mind the functions. Here we are stressing on the functions, various functions or activities that the organization is performing. When we had done the process of organizing and we had done the second step, that is departmentalization. In that also we had discussed that we can classify we can create the departments on various bases. So one of the bases was that we can create the department on the basis of product, on the basis of functions. So that means when we are creating the departments on the basis of the functions, so in that we need high degree of specialization and we are dealing in only one single product line. Now, as you can see in the example of functional structure, that at the top we have president, then we have vice president, and under vice president the entire work of the organization is divided into 4 functional department, that is marketing, engineering, production and finance. Now all the marketing related activities are grouped under the marketing department. Let's say market research, market planning, advertising, sales, promotion. All the engineering related activities are grouped under engineering department, engineering administration, preliminary design, packaging, quality control. Similarly, production related activities under the production department, production planning, purchasing, tooling, general production, and same way finance related activities under the finance department. So we can say that here the structure has been defined on the basis of the various functions that the organization is performing. Now let us discuss this example of functional structure. A truck manufacturing company has its registered office in Delhi, manufacturing unit at Gurgaon, and marketing department located at Faridabad. The company manufactures different types of trucks. In this case, what do you think that what structure the company should adopt? Now please see this case study very carefully. It says that a truck manufacturing company, they are manufacturing different types of trucks, but they are dealing in only one product line, that is trucks they are manufacturing, single product they are manufacturing, and they are performing various functions, that is production, marketing, for achieving their goals. So in this case, because they are dealing in single product line, that is trucks, and they need higher degree of specialization because it is a large organization and they have to perform diversified functions, diversified activities, so they have to adopt the functional structure, or we can say that they should adopt functional structure. So in this case, the company should adopt functional structure since it manufactures trucks only, a single product. The company has separate departments like manufacturing unit in Gurgaon, marketing and sales department in Faridabad, etc. So here the size of the organization is large. It has diversified activities or functions and operations like purchase, production, sales, marketing, etc. So it requires a high degree of specialization. So it should adopt a functional structure. So advantages and disadvantages of functional structure. Now this structure has advantages and some disadvantages also, as we know that there are always some positive and negative points of everything. So we have certain positive points and we have certain negative points of this structure also. So let us discuss the advantages and disadvantages of functional structure. So if we just quickly go through, so the advantages of functional structure are specialization, easy supervision, increasing managerial efficiency, effective training and lower cost. Disadvantages of functional structure: emphasis on departmental objectives, conflict between departments, difficulty in interdepartmental coordination. Advantages of functional structure. The very first advantage of functional structure is specialization, or we can say functional specialization. So when the activities are grouped according to the type of function, then all the activities are related to one type only are to be performed in that department. It provides specialization which makes optimum utilization of manpower, as employees are required to perform the similar task within a department regularly. This improves the employee's performance and leads to specialization in the organization. Next is easy supervision, or we can say better control and coordination. The supervisor becomes familiar with the type of task to be performed because all the tasks are related to one function only. As a result, he can easily supervise his department and can have better control over the activities of his particular department. Next is increasing managerial efficiency. Now it helps in increasing the managerial and operational efficiency, as managers of one department are performing same type of function again and again, which makes them specialized and improve their efficiency. It also ensures increased profits. Next is effective training, or it facilitates training. Now this type of structure makes training of employees easier, as the focus is only on a limited range of skills. For example, employees of production department are given training of production techniques only. Employees of sales department are given training on the sales technique, that how to do the selling process effectively. So they are being given a similar type or limited range of skills only. Next is lower cost. It leads to minimum duplication of efforts, which results in lower cost. Disadvantages of functional structure. The first disadvantage of functional structure is emphasis on departmental objectives. Now, due to separation, each department head emphasis on the performance of his function and lacks emphasis on the overall objectives of the company. Next is conflict between departments. Now, since interests of different departments differ, so there will be departmental conflicts which are harmful to the organizational interest. Then, difficulty in interdepartmental coordination. All departmental heads may work as per their own wish. No doubt, this facilitates coordination within the department, but it makes interdepartmental coordination difficult. For example, the sales department may insist on a customer-friendly design, which may cause difficulties for production department. Interdepartmental conflicts also arises when responsibilities are not clearly separated. Next is inflexibility. Employees get training of single function only, that is, the department to which they belong. So, they can't be shifted to other departments or positions. Functional heads do not get training for top management position because they are unable to gather experience in diverse areas. So these are few disadvantages of functional structure. So to sum up, we have done today the meaning of organizational structure, that is the framework within which all the managerial activities are to be performed. Then span of management or span of supervision or span of control, which says that the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior, and this helps in framing a proper organizational structure. Then we had discussed today the one of the type of structure, that is the functional structure, which is adopted when the organization is dealing in only single line of product and they want to have specialization, high degree of specialization. They want to perform diversified activities but dealing in single line of product. Then we had discussed few examples of functional structure also, and few advantages and disadvantages of functional structure. So I hope this topic is clear to you all. Thank you so much.